Well, hello. Hello. As you can see, I am taking advantage of this holiday. I am. I have been lounging around in my little pajamas, hotter than, what does it say? Hotter than cocoa. Hotter than cocoa. But this is the time of year I do appreciate that you can, snuggle and, be at home. It's dreary outside, and it's just a time for you to just let daddy fill your cup. But if you're single, it can be a little different. And I get it. I remember my first time wanting to really get out, and this was when I was in California, guys, for a while. I really wanted to get out, but I didn't have anybody to get out with, and I was expressing it to my daughters, and they were, they were back in Tennessee, and I'm in Cali, and I was just like, y'all, it's, I want to be outside. I want to get to know some people. And they were like, Mom, why are you not doing online dating? And I'm like, well, I don't do no online dating. I need to touch him. I need to feel him. I need to, I ain't doing no online dating until, you got it, I was doing online dating. So my daughters went out and paid for my first profile. And I'm going to tell you, online dating has been an experience for this sister. And so it was, I was sitting back kind of just thinking about some different things today because, being at home and what I would have been doing in my past. I would have been on that computer seeing checking out my profile and everything. But it made me think about some mistakes that I had made in my prior years when I was online. I am not online now. And not to tell you, let me go on record first. Let me say this. Online dating works, guys. I'm not one to say it doesn't. I have two men, I didn't say one, two men that I have met from online dating that both have a proposal on my plate right now to marry me. And I mean that. Two great guys. And I appreciate them, but are they my husbands? No, they're not my husbands. See, I have grown. They met the old Lenny's. But because they've watched me even grow, that makes them want me even more. So does online dating work? It works, but there are some things to avoid. And I'm the first to say you better be cautious. And I'm going to share an intimate story really quick with you. Guys, I was doing, I could tell you a lot of online dating horror stories, even though I didn't do a lot of it. But one of them really stands out. Long story short, dating this guy, listening and talking, and we met up immediately. And he told me he was a Southwest pilot. Now, those of you that know me, that intrigued me because I used to be a flight attendant for American Airlines, flew for 6 years, international flight attendant, and loved it. And I'm thinking, I'm getting a pilot? Really? And he latched onto me like that, guys. Came, swooped in, didn't hesitate on meeting me, didn't hesitate on whining and dining, until he said something one day about flying. See, he forgot I used to be a flight attendant. And when he made a point to tell me that somebody had just walked inside the executive suite at Chicago O'Hare, he said somebody had gotten inside the pilot's suite at the airport, and this bum had laid out on the couch, and everybody was wondering, how did the bum get in here? And that made him have to delay his flight. Y'all, it was so much craziness. And I'm like, does he think I believe this? So y'all know what I did. Yeah, I went to Google. See, Google will tell you everything you need to know when you want to know it. Trust me. There are things you can put in somebody's number, and it's going to spit back the information. Well, y'all, long story short, he was not a he was not a pilot. He was none of the things that he had said. And I remember I didn't throw it in his face, but I did start asking questions. And that's when I know you don't play with online dating. Hence, tonight, what are 3 things you need to avoid, sis, if you're going to do some online dating and you want it to be successful? 3 things you must avoid. You ready? Get your pen and paper out, because you're going to love these if you're one of those ones online dating. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not telling you not to do it, but I am going to tell you, if you do these 3 things, you might as well deuce that man out. First thing, number one, when you are doing your profile, stop saying and telling the man what you want from him. You know what we do. Oh, I want this kind of man, and he needs to look like this, and I don't want a man that does this, this, and this, and these are my pet peeves. Don't do this. First of all, when you do that, you know what you're showing up as? A woman that sounds really needy, because you're just telling them what you want, what you want, what you want, what you want, what you want. You know what a lady does? A lady doesn't tell a man what she wants. She tells a man how she feels. And this is how I feel about what's going on. Because he knows a woman that understands who she is, she don't have to tell a man what she wants. He'll know what she needs. So, no, I don't feel that works for me. You need to decide how to make it work for me. So stop giving the man the recipe, guys. Stop giving him everything that he needs to know how to show up when he hits you up on that phone. Yeah. And here's the other thing, stop doing, ladies. Stop putting those booty shorts up. Now, well, no, I know you may not be wearing the actual booty shorts, but I'm going to tell you how I used to show up. And I can only say with me, I'm going to give him the full body. I'm going to be cute. I'm going to be showing up. Y'all, even though I quote unquote didn't show up like y'all know what I'm talking about. They pursued me like that because a man is visual. So if you give them the illusion of, woo, I'm going to get all into that, guess what they going to lead with? I'm going to get all into that. So what should your profile look like? It should look like you, sis. It should look like you being the best version of you. Show them pictures of you doing your hobby. Talk about what you do on your downtime to feed you, not to feed them, but to feed you joy and peace. See, the more you show up as a confident lady that you don't have to be on this website, you just choose to be online dating, man, they're going to come wondering, because a man is inquisitive and he wants to know about the queen that he's trying to pursue. So if you don't give him too much, he's going to call you. Trust me, he's going to call you. All right, number 2, second thing to avoid. Y'all ready? And I took notes on this because I didn't want to forget. You know, I'm sitting here, I get to rambling sometime. Ooh, this is something that, if you're not even online dating, you may be guilty of this, ladies. Spending too much time on the phone, yapping. Hours upon hours. I remember when some of the guys would reach out to me, and guys, we would spend 2 or 3 weeks on the phone, 2 or 3 hours a night, just talking. And it felt good to me. And I'm telling you, all that dopamine was building up in Lanisa, and I was enjoying it. And y'all know that feeling. And you hear him on the other side, and he's all giddy, and you feel like a little kid, and y'all falling asleep on the phone. Come on, don't act like I'm the only one that has done that. Yeah. And so you talk hours upon hours on the phone. But here's the problem, ladies. Do you realize I mentioned two drug addictions that are happening to you by talking hours upon hours upon hours on the phone before you even meet the man in person? Your dopamine is building, as well as oxytocin is building. See, you don't just have to have sex and have an orgasm for that to happen. See, women, you know what stimulates us? Conversation. You conversate with that man, even though you haven't touched him, you haven't seen him, the more, guess what you're doing? You're falling in love. Yes, sis, you are falling in love. And you know when you're falling in love, you know what that's doing? You're building up trust. But see, here's something different. A man can't build up trust just by talking on the phone with you all the time. No, if he's never touched you, he's building up lust. Remember, a man is a hunter. That real man, he's hunting you. And the more you talking to him and the more you alluring him, the more he's like, I got to get to that. I'm getting to that. Well, you think because he talked to you all this time that he's building trust to you and that he's feeling the same way. No. See, we as women, we bond, and yes, ebonics, whoever want to call it ebonics, bebonics, or whatever. When you're building up that trust, guess what? You are also telling yourself, I want to commit with that man. Dopamine and oxytocin, y'all, is a deadly combination for a woman. So what would I advise you to do instead of talking those long hours before you get to meet him? Take it offline. Take it offline, sis, real quick. So when he is doing all this conversation, say, hey, okay, cool. When we meeting? Or better yet, you don't have to bring that up. You can just feel like, you know what? I feel like we're connecting, but I'll just, I think we just have to wait till we meet. He gets the message. See, you didn't say, when are you taking me out on a date? A lady never has to ask the man to take her out on a date. Are you kidding me? A real man's going to offer it. So move it from online to offline before all that oxytocin and all that dopamine makes you trust him too much. And when you trust him too much, you get into things too soon. So mistake number 2, move it offline. Move it offline. Don't be talking too many hours. That's too much. It's too much. All right. Third mistake that we do when we are online dating. You ready? How do you handle that first date? That first date, y'all, I remember a lot of my first dates. Some of them I cannot even begin to tell you about. It's my business. But I will tell you this. The men that I had spent hours upon hours talking to and building all of that dopamine and oxytocin, y'all, I couldn't wait. That first date, I just needed him to kiss me, because if he kissed me, I'm all in. Woo! Hallelujah. That's my husband. Yeah. See, remember, he had already built up the trust in me. And so when I saw him, I'm ready to commit it all. Well, you ready for this? The worst thing you can do on that first date, especially if you have just been talking on the phone for hours upon hours, the worst thing you can do is have sex with that man on that first date. Now, I know a lot of you are like, oh, well, it's because biblically and Jesus said don't have. No, y'all, I love daddy, but that's not why I'm saying it. The reason I'm saying it is because, ladies, you're going to be really all in. See, you've already built up the trust. He's already let you think and feel that he's the one. And he's done that over week after week because he's been in your ear. So all he's got to do is put that little penis in you and boom, all that oxytocin comes forth and you're in love and now you're all in without even knowing the man. But here's the flip side of that. See, you think he's showing up the same way because he's been on the conversations with you on that phone for all this time. Sis, is not the same way. Remember, he's building lust. So if you give it to him on that first night, you know what he's going to do? Whoa, I finally got it. I got what I was hunting for. And you know what his dopamine is going to do? Go down. Oh, hold up. I also need you to know he doesn't trust you because he just met you. So you think a man starts trusting you because he's talking to you. Y'all, we're the ones that do that. A man has to build up trust. See, let me tell you something. Y'all ready? I don't want to say this loud because I don't want men to know our secret. Y'all men really hurt worse than women in relationships. Yeah, men know that once they really get into you, if you do something, they can't bounce back from that. So they're very guarded. They're very protective of letting you in that special place, that usually is only their mother has been there. See, a man usually, if he had a good relationship with his mom, he's looking for his mother because his mother in you, because he wants to trust you. He wants to trust you with that special place in his heart. And that takes time, lady. And you know what that also takes from him? A commitment. So if you run on that first date and jump into bed with that man just because you've been on the phone with him 2 and 3 months and y'all done talked 5 and 20 hours or whatever that is, don't think that first date mean and you have sex with him, he there for you. No, it's pretty much the opposite. He's probably ready to, because he conquered it. You know what your best bet to do on that first date is show up and just be you. And just be you. Don't talk too much. And if you did miss that, go look at another live about talking too much, ladies. Sometimes you just talk too much. Yeah, that's me. I'm talking to me too. And when you talk too much, you don't even give him a reason to want to come back because you gave him the whole book and he looking at you, well, dang, if she giving me all her information on the first date, what is she going to be telling her friends about me? You get what I'm saying? So show up on that first date and be poised and give him the one thing that he came looking for, which was that beautiful smile of yours. Yeah, see, that right there is what's going to attract him. But what's going to keep him, you ready for the catcher? You being the best version of you. Not trying to be what he wants. Not trying to be what the world wants. But be what Daddy has called you to be. As a queen. As that nurturer. As that woman that is showing up in that future man's life to not only help him multiply his dreams, but here's the shout. While you're multiplying his, you're also multiplying Daddy's. Because Daddy knew that you were ready not just to be the best version of you, but help that man become the best version of himself. So with that, what are 3 things to avoid? Make sure your profile look right. Stop giving all the answers to the test. And stop showing up as the booty girl. Because if you're showing up in the tights and all, everything showing, yeah, he gonna want you. But a man that's looking for a wife is not. Number 2, stop talking long hours on the phone. Get it offline. Get it offline. The more you talk, the more he's locking you in. Get to know him first. See his face. Feel him. Watch his actions. And number 3, please don't give it to him like that. Make him have a commitment. Yes, ladies. A commitment to you. Yes, to you, my queen. Because one thing I know, y'all, when we in. And when you commit to something that's not committed to you, you know what that looks like. Something called PAIN. And it keeps you stuck. All right, with that, I'm douching you out. Love you guys, and I'm going to chill. I think I'm going to watch some, why don't you tell me some good little series or something. Now, I like things that have meaning. I like a message in them. I just don't like to give my brain to anything. So whatever it is, send me something. Give your girl I'm trying to chill tonight and just enjoy.